back to Easy Fishing Adventures. I'm on the boat. So, I'm going to show you one of my, it's a good technique is what I'll say. I learned this from a friend of mine. And it's called, well, he refers to it as a stinger. Now what this post boils down to is very simple. You take your normal hook length, let's say, what's that, about 3 foot. One end I take the swivel because I always use quick clips, Gemini clips, so I can remove and change hook lengths pretty quickly. So I'll get a hook length damaged, lose the hook, and when I'm fishing and I want to get baits back out really quickly, I always have one bait hook out, usually not, and I have one on the boat ready to go, so I can bring the fish in. If the bait is knackered, unclip that rig, put another hook length on, throw it back out again, and then while that's out doing its job trying to catch more fish, I'll rebait the other hook. So simple swivel on the top, on the bottom a decent size hook for the main bait. This will be obviously used for might put a mackerel head on it, or a mackerel feet, or lump of squid, heart of squid, whole squid, just to get something decent there. So obviously something big comes along, takes a big bait. Now a lot of times I've been out fishing, and whilst we're out there you get these little niggly little bites and you just can't catch the fish. And to be fair, I forgot about this until recently. So there is your standard typical hook length. You've got your hook on your line to a quick change swivel. Now, what makes this as a stinger? You've got your big bait on your big hook. So your big bait is on your big hook, doing what a big bait does. Don't have a big fish with big mouths. But you're always going to get those incy bitty fish, bit of whiting or bit of pattern with a small gob, who's going to try and take the big bait and it can't get in its mouth. So it's going to miss and give you what you call finicky little bites, and you strike and there's nothing there. So when you find yourself that's happening, it's always a good idea at that point, put out the stinger. Now, how this works is quite simple really. So clever right there. You put on your little hook. In this instance I'm using a Cox & Rail size 4 match hook. Tighten the same as always, tie my hooks on. A uni knot. Put that down, pull it out. Get nice and tight. I mean, I like to keep it nice and tight where I can. Fish don't really care whether you've got bad line, good line, any kind of line. Now what you do at this end is you thread this through the eye on your big hook. Give it the wrong way then. We go over the back, not the front of the hook. And I tend to bring this up so the stinger literally sits, you can see, about that far away from the main bait. So the big bait's here, this one's here with a very small bait on it. 9 out of 10 it'll be a little small bit of squid, or a tentacle of a squid, or a little small bit of mackerel, something like that, just to hold onto that one. So what happens is, imagine the fish is out, you've got the big fish going for this one, the little fish can't get this one because it can't get it in its mouth. So what it does is it sees this little bit of bait and goes, ha, thinks it's a freebie, grabs it, pulls that, catches the fish. Now in the instance that you get 2 fish coming towards the bait at the same time, the little fish might take the small bait and you get the big fish take the big bait, you're going to get in 2 for 1 catch. So I'm going to tie this on. Now it depends how you want to tie this on. Some people do it different ways. Personally, I just go for a straightforward, simple blood knot. Because in the day, this one's not going to catch me big fish. It's going to catch me basically small fish. I want to keep control of the actual where the hook link's going to sit, so I don't get too far away from the main hook. Otherwise, the stinger becomes rather ineffective. He'll be getting his crabs all day. So just tie that up. I remember that getting a bit too big for this, to be fair, so it's made it a bit more fiddly than it should have been. Right, so just show you again. And this is a really simple one to do. It takes a couple of seconds. One hook, stinger bait. This is going to hold the big bait, hold little bait. Little fish comes on, gets this one. Big fish comes on, gets this one. Because the big fish is always going to take the bigger bait. Small fish will take whatever he can get because it's chances. There you go. Simple, straightforward stinger rig. And this stinger rig you can put on typical straightforward running lead. Nothing complicated about it. Thanks for watching.